earlier on in the Oval Office, President Trump foreshadowing perhaps these comments getting personal. President Trump at Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. The very latest comment from Elon Musk is time to drop the really big bomb.
Did you know Trump flew on Epstein's jet at least 7 times? And Epstein bragged about his first night with Melania on the infamous Lolita Express. Add Musk's claim that Trump is in the Epstein files, and you've got a scandal hotter than Trump's spray tan. Before we move on, I will like you to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Elon Musk, the guy who's turned billionaire trolling into an art form, decided to level up from taking jabs at Zuckerberg and Bezos. This time, he logged onto X, formerly known as Twitter, to toss a digital grenade straight at Donald Trump.
Still ramping up between President Trump and Elon Musk, the two of them going back and forth and really just getting ugly with some of these comments that we are seeing from them right here.
He tweeted that Trump's name is allegedly buried deep inside the sealed Epstein files. Then, to really stir the pot, Musk added that this might be the reason those files have stayed locked tighter than Mar-a-Lago's pantry during a raid. And like that, the internet completely lost its mind. The tweet wasn't a throwaway comment. Musk, for better or worse, knows exactly how to pull an audience in, and this one lit up X like the 4th of July. Within hours, the post had racked up millions of views, and the ripple effects were felt everywhere. Headlines popped up across every political outlet, some screaming bombshell, while others asked if Musk had finally gone too far.
President Trump making some statements earlier today from the Oval Office, stating that Elon Musk is upset. This breaking news as President Trump and Elon Musk continuing to square off.
Conspiracy theories erupted like popcorn kernels. You could practically hear keyboards clacking as people desperately tried to link Trump to Epstein's parties. It was digital chaos, with Musk smack in the middle of it, sipping his coffee like he had no idea why everyone was freaking out. What made it even wilder was Trump's response, or lack of one, really. The man who usually tweets faster than a toddler grabs candy was nowhere to be found on this issue. Silence, no fiery defense, no witty nickname for Musk, nothing, which for Trump is downright bizarre. This is someone who's made clapping back at critics his entire personality. Yet here, when accused of something that could seriously tarnish his reputation, he stayed quiet. That silence, if anything, spoke louder than Musk's tweet ever could. To really set the scene, think about Trump's usual MO. He thrives on confrontation. Whether he's calling someone crooked or labeling them a loser, Trump always rises to the bait. But Musk handed him a golden opportunity to pour fuel on his self-made narrative of being a victim of the so-called deep state. And still, nothing. Why? It's almost as if Musk hit a nerve, as though the tweet wasn't just an insult, but a threat. The kind of threat that keeps you awake at night because you know it's tethered to some inconvenient truth. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time Trump's name has been tied to Epstein's world. There's documented evidence of him flying on Epstein's private jet multiple times. There are photos of them chatting it up at parties like they're catching up on golf scores. And while Trump has downplayed those connections, calling himself distant from Epstein, Musk's tweet dragged all of that back into the spotlight. So, we have a tweet that feels less like a jab and more like pulling on a loose thread. And when someone as outspoken as Trump stays quiet,
and he isn't sure exactly where the relationship stands, stating that Elon Musk was, quote, wearing thin in his social media post. But expecting that, and I wanted to share that with you right here as I pull up the exact tweet right here.
It raises a lot of eyebrows. Is this silence a strategy, or is it fear of what might come next? Whatever the reason, Musk's claim wasn't just a throwaway post. It stuck because it forced people to rethink the narrative, sparking the kind of speculation that Trump would usually try to drown out with his megaphone. Yet here, his megaphone was silent. And maybe, just maybe, that silence isn't about ignoring Musk, but about what's hiding in those sealed files. After all, if Trump wanted to shut it down, all he had to do was respond, but he didn't. You've gotta wonder, what's in those files that Trump can't afford to address? Elon Musk didn't just throw shade, he practically handed Trump a chance to do what he does best, put himself at the center of attention. Yet, when Musk claimed Trump's name was buried in Epstein's infamous files, Trump didn't defend, deflect, or deny. This is the same guy who once had a public meltdown over a comedian roasting him, but now, Radio silence. If Trump's Twitter account could roll its eyes, it probably would have at least done that, right? But he didn't even post his signature misspelled rant or offer up a sloppy nickname like Elon the Lawn. Honestly, at this point, even fake Elon would have shown he cared. To call this out of character feels like an understatement. Trump's silence is like a magician who's mid-performance and suddenly freezes, realizing his trick might expose the real secret behind the curtain. And it's not something he wants anyone to see. In politics, silence often says more than words ever could. It's no wonder people started connecting the dots. Musk's claim and Trump's silence fit together like some unflattering puzzle. The Epstein story only makes things worse for Trump. Sure, he's repeatedly claimed to have cut ties with Epstein, but actions speak louder than sound bites. Public flight records confirm Trump flew on Epstein's jet at least 7 times. And don't forget the photos of them laughing it up at parties, looking like two guys who probably told everyone the drinks were free, even if they weren't the hosts. Author Michael Wolff added even more fuel to the fire by reporting that Epstein allegedly bragged Trump's first night with Melania happened on the infamous Lolita Express. Whether true or not, the connection keeps resurfacing like an unwanted guest who refuses to leave. Even more questionable, Trump has danced around the Epstein files issue before. When asked about declassifying the files, he gave one of those vague non-answers he's so good at. He'd only release them if they don't contain phony stuff. Phony stuff. It's like telling a cop you'll hand over your driver's license as long as the ticket is real. The hesitation doesn't scream confidence, it screams worry. And what's he so worried about? This is a guy who loves transparency when it benefits him, but suddenly he's cautious? It's almost like he's afraid of what might come tumbling out of those files. This isn't just bad press, it's potentially reputation shattering. Trump's entire political brand is built on the idea that he's the ultimate outsider, standing tall against corrupt elites. But Musk's tweet threatens to throw all of that into question, because if the Epstein files do contain his name...
Well, now, not surprisingly, Elon Musk now taking to X to share even more thoughts. And I want when he made those previous comments that Elon Musk did not speak about him negatively personally.
If there's even a shred of truth to Musk's claim, then Trump looks less like the anti-establishment hero and more like just another name on the list of wealthy allies Epstein cultivated. It's not just the accusation, it's the nerve it hits. Still, Trump's response, or lack of one, has left people scratching their heads. Why didn't he hit back at Musk? Maybe he's hoping the storm will pass if he stays quiet, but that's not exactly his style. This is a guy who hosted press conferences with giant red charts just to argue about crowd sizes. His entire brand is hyper-defensiveness. Now, faced with one of the heaviest accusations of his public life, he's quieter than a library during finals week. The silence almost feels strategic, like saying nothing keeps him from accidentally saying too much. Elon Musk's tweet might have been reckless, but it threw a spotlight on Trump's murky ties to Epstein. People have always questioned Trump's connection, but seeing someone like Musk, who thrives on shaking things up, make this claim, that's a whole new level. Trump's silence only makes the claim louder. If the Epstein files really are sealed to protect the powerful, what happens if they're finally cracked open? The public wants answers, and no nickname or meltdown can stop that now. This isn't just about Trump or Musk, it's about what's buried in those files. Maybe this time, the truth wins.